Hi, my name is Dr. Shell, also known as Dr. Michelle Ehrig, Dr. Test Prep. Welcome to the Dr. Test Prep YouTube channel. We are working on our ASVAB AFQT. If you do not have my free 200 and some page book, the link is in the description. It has all the questions that we are working on, so please take a look. There's also a paid program that you'll hear more about at the end. It's $49. And half of the money goes to non. All right, so in this unit, we're going to be focusing mostly on lines, angles, and triangles. So as you know, as a teacher, I kind of wanted to group the themes together instead of having all these mini lessons. So we'll talk about angle relationships, understanding triangles based on sides, as well as using the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing side. We'll do a little bit with squares and square roots in this lesson as well. First, we're going to talk about finding missing angle measures. And so we're also going to remember things that if something is a straight line, they add up to 180. If something's a triangle, it also adds up to 180. If something forms a right angle, then it adds up to 90 degrees. And if it makes an X, those form what are called vertical angles because they share a vertex and they're equal. So we'll set up equations and then find the missing values that way. So this says two angles form a straight line. So here's my straight line, and all straight lines are 180 degrees. They form supplementary angles. One angle measures 65. What's the measure of the other angle? So I know that if I add these two up, I have 180 degrees. I'll subtract 65 from both sides. 10 minus 5 is 5. This becomes a 7. 7 minus 6 is 1, 115 degrees. Two angles are complementary. Complementary angles equal 90 degrees. One angle is 28. What's the other angle? X plus 28 equals 90. Subtract 28 from both sides. We have to borrow. 10 minus 8 is 2. 8 minus 2 is 6. 62 degrees. All right. Two vertical angles are formed. Okay. Vertical angles form an X and they're equal. So this angle and this angle are equal, and the other opposing angles are equal to each other. And it's because there's all these different straight lines that add up to 180 degrees that I teach in my geometry class, but I'm not going to teach you for one question. So if one of these angles measures 110, what's the other angle? Also 110. Okay. Here, two angles form a straight line. Now we're getting into the harder ASVAB-like questions. One angle is 2x plus 10. The other angle is 3x minus 20. What is the value of x? So all of these, when we add them up, are going to give us 180 degrees. So we've got 2x plus 3x is 5x. Then we've got positive 10 and negative 20. When we simplify that, gives us negative 10. The inverse operation to subtraction is addition. And if you watched my AR videos, you know I like to do division a little bit differently. 5 goes into 1 0 times. 5 goes into 19 3 times with 4 remaining. 5 goes into 48 times. Oh, which is not one of the answers. Okay, so I have to change one of these answers because those are not correct. So x equals 38, and I can double check my work by doing 2 times 38. 6 carry the 1 gives me 76, plus 10 means one angle is 86. 38 times 3. Your problems will work because the ASVAB is way more tested than my stuff is. Gives me 94. And then when we add up 86 plus 94, we get 180. So our math is right. On your paper, you'll see the correct answer, but the correct answer is 38. Okay, an angle and its supplement, so 180 degrees, is in the ratio 2 to 7. So we did ratios in AR. So 2x plus 3x equals the total of 180. So 2 parts plus 7 parts equals 180. Then we just simplify, divide both sides by 9. And this is where they sometimes will trick you. They might have 20 as one of the answers. So these aren't great distractors, but that's not what they want. They want the smaller angle. So we have to do 2 times 20 to get our smaller angle of 40. 2 angles form a right angle, so we know they equal to 90 degrees. One is this, one is this. So we're going to just add them all together and set it equal to 90. 2x plus x is 3x. 15 minus 5 is 10. Subtract 10 from both sides. Man, 3x equals 80. I need to change one of these numbers so that it ends up working out. Let's make this say 2x here. Okay. On yours, it'll say 2x, but I just want to make sure that it works out. So divide both sides by 4. This becomes 4x, and it'll be x equals 20. Okay, so the value of x is 20. I will make sure that that is also changed coming up. All right, moving forward, now we're going to do triangles. The main thing for triangles is they add to 180 degrees. So a triangle has measures of 50 and 60. What's the third angle? So some people just like to write it like this, which is totally fine. 50 plus 60 is 110. Subtract 110 and get 70. Other people who love subtraction will do 180 and then subtract 50 to get 130 and then subtract 60 to get 70. That works until we get to number 8. So number 8, we've got the x's involved. And so that's why we can't just do the simple subtraction. So we have to have them all equal 180. So x plus 2x gives me 3x. 20 plus 40 is 60. Subtract 60 from both sides. 3x equals 120. Divide both sides by 3. X equals 12 divided by 3 is 4. 0 divided by 3 is 0. X equals 40. All right, a triangle has one measure of 90 and one measure of 35. These are just numbers, so we can do 180 minus 90 is 90, minus 35 again, got to borrow, and get 55. Okay, this one isn't like that. These are variables, so we have to do it the longer algebraic way. 3x plus 2x is 5x, plus 1 more x is 6x. Divide both sides by 6 and get x equals 30. And I am doing the computations a little bit faster because I've already taught computation. So if you might need to go back into some of the early videos if you're just finding the work and jumping around. All right, this has x in it, so we can't do simple subtraction. We've got to do it the longer way. 70 plus 50 is 120. 120 minus 10 is 110. Subtract 110 from both sides. X equals 70, which is what we're looking for. Here we've got x plus 10, x plus 20, x plus 30. All of that equals 180. So we've got 3 x's. 10 plus 20 is 30, plus 30 more is 60. Subtract 60 from both sides and divide both sides by 3. Now, if they ask you what are the numbers, then we know we're going to do 40 plus 10 tells me one angle is 50. 40 plus 20 tells me another angle is 60, and 40 plus 30 tells me the other angle is 70. So if they ask for find the angle, you just take the value and substitute it back in. All right, now we're classifying triangles, okay? So with the classification, if we're basically looking for, are all the sides equal? If they are, they're equilateral. If two have sides are equal, then it's isosceles. If no sides are equal, then it's scalene. Our right angle is 90 degrees. Anything less than that is acute. Anything bigger than that is obtuse. Okay, so here we're going to be classifying based on sides and angles. So right away, I see two sides that are the same. So I know right away, two of the sides are the same, so it's got to be isosceles. One angle is 100 degrees. That's an obtuse angle. So this is obtuse isosceles. Here, 6, 7, 8, all these sides are different, so it's not isosceles. And all angles are less than 90. So it's acute scalene. Here it has all sides are equal. What also is true? Well, if all the sides are equal, all of the angles are also equal. Guaranteed, they're all 60 degrees. Here we've got two sides that are the same, isosceles 4 and 4, and I don't think we can determine this. So I'm going to have to fix this question. I don't think that there is a way that you can easily determine the angle measures. Is there a way that you can do it? Absolutely. You can do it using trig, but we're not going to do that. So I'm just going to put a big smiley on your workbook because that one we can't do without the angle measures. We can only describe it as scaling right or equilateral. All right, all of these are different. This is actually a right triangle. So up here, we could have gone over this. I haven't taught you the Pythagorean theorem yet, but the Pythagorean theorem, if this pattern works, then it's also a right triangle. So 4 squared plus 4 squared equals 6 squared. 16 plus 16 equals 32, which does not equal 36. So it's not a right triangle. But down here, this is a right triangle. 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. We've got 9 plus 16, that equals 25. 5 squared equals 25. So this is a right scalene. Here, I think what I probably need to do is I'll probably add into here one angle is over 90 degrees. And then in that case, we'll say the correct angle is obtuse isosceles. That'll be the easiest fix. All right, here we have 2 7s and a 10. All angles are less than 90. So the 2 7s makes it isosceles. All angles less than 90 makes it an acute isosceles triangle. All right, now we're going to do the Pythagorean theorem. I already showed you this in the other video. We use a Pythagorean theorem, or in the other lesson, we use a Pythagorean theorem when we have two sides and we need a third side of a right triangle. So the formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where the longest side, which is opposite the right angle, that is always what we put for our c. So here it wants the hypotenuse. So I'm going to do 6 squared plus 8 squared equals, I don't know, squared. 6 times 6 is 36 plus 64, 8 times 8. When we add these up, we get 100. And now we need to take the square root of that. So the square root of 100 is 10. So our missing side is 10. Here we've got our a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It says the hypotenuse is 13. So because you've been doing the math games, you know that it's 169. One leg is 5 squared, and we don't know the other leg. 5 times 5 is 25. Subtract 25 from both sides. We get 144. And take the square root of both sides, and we get 12. So the biggest trick with Pythagorean theorem is, where do we put the numbers? That's really the biggest trick. If it's a leg, it doesn't matter which of these it goes to. So these are both legs, so we can both put them over there, but we don't know this, okay? So 9 times 9 is 81. 12 times 12 is 144. When we add those up, we get 225. And then because you've been studying your math facts, the square root of 225 is 15. Here, the hypotenuse is 10, so the 10 goes in the c squared. I don't know one leg, but my other leg is 6. So then we just do the math. 6 times 6 is 36. 10 times 10 is 100. Subtract 36 from both sides. Take the square root of both sides. The square root of 64 is 8. All right, the legs are 7 and 24. And I don't know the hypotenuse. Well, right away, I know for sure it's not 23 or 24 because the hypotenuse has to be the longest side. So it can either be 25 or 26. Okay, I don't remember 24 squared in my head correctly. So let's do it this way. Wait, what am I doing? I was thinking about something. I was trying to see, do I remember it? And instead I ended up messing it up. 24 times 24. Okay. 4 times 4 is 16, carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Put our placeholder because now we're multiplying by tens. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2, we don't need this, is 4. When we add it going down, we get 576. So we've got 576 plus 49. When we add these up, carry the 1. 7 plus 4 is 11 plus 1 is 12. Okay, so now let's say you don't know these numbers. Well, if we take 25 and multiply it by 25, the first number we're going to get is 5. If I take 26 times 26, my first number I'm going to get is 6. So right away, I don't have to do all the multiplications out. I know that 25 times 25 is the only one that's going to get me 625. So that's the correct answer. That was long. All right, here we've got a hypotenuse of 26. We have one leg is 10, and we don't know the other leg, okay? Now, we know all of our numbers have to be less than 26, and all of these are. So we are going to have to do some math. So I'm going to do 26 times 26, carry the 3. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Put my 0 here because now I'm multiplying by the tens place. 2 times 6 is 12, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So I get 676 when I multiply across. Okay, subtract 100 from both sides. And we just learned over here that 24 times 24 is what gives me 576. Okay, but what I could have done is if I do 18 times 18, my first number is going to be 4, and I'm looking for a 6. If I do 20 times 20, my first number is a 0, and I was looking for a 6. If I do 22 times 22, my first number is going to be a 4, and I'm looking for a 6. If I do 24 times 24, 4 times 4 is 16. My first number is that 6, so that one works. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. The full course with another 700 questions and video answers is available at heydrtestprep.com for only $49 to get ready for the AFQT. Half of all proceeds support nonprofit initiatives with at least $10 of your purchase supporting troops and veterans. All right, bye guys. We got this.